have we ever had any experiences with texturism as a woman? And if I have one person, a few people that feel very confident in being able to talk about this topic, please raise your hand. We have one person already. And be as candid with this answer as possible, because we want to make sure that our ladies feel the answer. Hey, how are you?
Hi. Well, I'm Tracy Rickett. How are you, ladies?
Hi.
A lot of people think that colorism is only experienced if you're very melanated, but that's not actually a fact.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I grew up in Houston, Texas, and my family's very Creole, Louisiana, and I mean, everyone's really light eyes, and everything. So I didn't experience the texturism, but the colorism, when I was a little girl, my grandmother wouldn't let me play outside with the kids because she said I was going to be too dark. I was the only one, and I sat in the house and I watched General Hospital, One Life to Live, all my children, with my grandmother all day long. And my mother would say, well, why weren't you outside playing? And I was like, well, she said I was too dark and she didn't want me to get darker. And so my mother was so hurt, but my mother's lighter as well. My father's light, green eyes, my sister's milk white, you know, light eyes, and then there's me. You know, but you never know what you're gonna get in the family, and I think I'm fabulous, so, you know, it is what it is. But you have to teach, thank you, you have to teach your little girls, little boys that it's not a big deal. Like, we're all beautiful, it doesn't matter. Every family has a light one and a brown one, most, right? It doesn't matter, so I felt bad as a little kid. I used to always want to be lighter, because my cousins were lighter, and my sister was lighter, and, you know, they would use that against you. You black, you know, and I thought I was the blackest thing walking until I got to school. I was like, wait a minute, I'm not, you know, I thought I was jet black, the way my sister, the way they always said to me. So you just have to be strong and teach your children that that isn't important, you know, and because that will follow you for the rest of your life. And so, and it's always your family, right? Oh, here she come back. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for the answer. We really appreciated that. How do we feel, ladies? Anyone resonate with some of those answers? I need y'all to get up. Come on now. Is it Sunday? Is it too early for you? Is it too early? Did we have breakfast? Did we go for a run? So the next thing that I'm going to do, going to resonate back to the same questions. What are our experiences with colorism and texturism? Who's my next volunteer? If you don't volunteer, I will pick you. Okay.
Just take the microphone. So my name is Andrea. You guys can call me AJ. But when Tracy was speaking, I thought she was going to go in a different direction. So I don't know if everybody can see me in the back, but I am light, and so my best friend, though, is a darker hue. And if anybody remembers when the movie came out, Black Girl, I forgot. It was a movie, but it was about dark-skinned women, and it was like a documentary, and they were sharing, and we have been best friends since we were 10, and I had absolutely no idea the things that she went through. I would hear people say things like, oh, she's so pretty to be dark, and I'd be like, what? She's just pretty. And then, but I wouldn't pay when she was in my wedding. Oh, she fierce to be dark. They would always preface it with to be dark. And I would be like, what? But then I started getting the reverse, because in our community, when Tracy even said it, is such an emphasis on the melanin. But when you're light, then you feel ostracized. So you start to feel bad, like, I want more. Like, I was the opposite of her. Still am. Like, okay, I need some sun. It's the winter. I need sun. I gotta get out. And I tell people, oh, I'm ebony. You just can't see it, but I'm ebony. But when I realize, I'm like, that's you projecting because you want something, but God made me the way he made me. So it does come both ways. Now, I didn't even know about texturism, so I love young people. Y'all label everything. I was like, what is that? So I had to look it up, and I was like, okay, well, I don't have that issue. We got off the boat, and they told us go. It's hair texture. So when you're discriminated against because of hair texture, oh, thank you. Now I don't feel alone and special. But I mean, I do know that we go through that in a community, and I'm loving this generation because so free. I grew up on a creamy crack. And for those who don't know what that is, that's relaxer. And so, and in doing that, you know, that's what you were taught. And my daughter actually took me out of that. I forced them to get a relaxer. And she was like, Mommy, this hurts. But that's just not what you know. Like, you be all right, girl, suck it up. Yeah, you gotta do this. Because that's what the grandparents are saying. And then, so when she got to 5th grade, she said, no more. She's like, I will cut my hair off. I don't want it. And so, and she cut her hair off, and she's natural. My daughter's natural. I'm semi-natural. Yeah, because, you know, when you got to make it blonde, it's still chemicals. But again, it's definitely real in our community, and I'm glad that we're talking about it. And I lost a young lady. Oh, here she is. Okay, all right. Thank you.
I'm always around. We have room for one more.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Zamina Williams. Obviously, I'm a dark-skinned woman. Colorism, you know, I guess growing up, I had some experience with it, but it was never a defining thing for me. I always knew who I was. This is my ancestor's skin color. I look like an African, so, you know, Africa is the motherland. I realized in raising another brown girl in a predominantly white environment, colorism is even less of a thing. And so when I hear it, it almost makes my skin crawl, because I'm like, racism is far bigger than colorism. And there's so much, you know, when I see all of the different hues of black women, all of us are beautiful. And when, unfortunately, white people see us, they just see black women. Like, I mean, unless I guess back in the day you pass, you know, when you're discriminated against, they don't say, well, she's caramel, we won't discriminate against her today. You know, we face racism equally. And so I would just say, you know, a greater emphasis would be unity, fighting against racism, and just appreciating all of us for our unique differences. And that's it.